Hello everyone, my name is Hannah or iHanza and welcome back to another Speedbuild video. So today we are building in the lovely world of Copperdale and we are building our own little Thriftea restaurant. So if you don't know, when we got the pack high school years, we actually got this new lot which is Thriftea, and it's a mixture of a boba tea restaurant or a boba tea cafe and a thrift shop. If you don't know what a thrift shop is, I feel like it's a very American word. Like over here in the UK, I think we just call them charity shops. I believe they're the same thing. Like I've never heard something called a thrift shop here, so I'm gonna assume they're the same thing and that a thrift shop is like a charity shop. But yeah, so for this build, I decided to go for it's kind of like Paris vibes. So I love Paris. I love France. I actually went twice last year, not to Paris, but to France. And I feel like this definitely looks like something that would be there. It's just super cute and really nice. So the way I done this is I put the cafe, so the little boba tea cafe, on the bottom floor. And then on the top floor, I put the thrift shop. So if you want to go shopping, you can go upstairs, but it means it's not all in the one place. It's kind of separate. So if you don't want to go thrifting and you just want to like go to the cafe, then you can do that. And if you don't want to go to the cafe and you just want to go thrifting, then you can do that as well. It is completely up to you. But yeah, so I did use a lot of packs in this build, so I'm really sorry about that. I don't believe I used anything like crazy, like as in if I used anything that's a pack you didn't have, I'm sure it's like easily replaceable. Like I don't think I used anything functional that you wouldn't have. So like if you have high school years, you should have most of the stuff, because I did use a lot of high school years, just because that is the pack that this came from. And yeah, so I thought it made sense to use like a lot of high school years. But the lighting's pretty weird on this lot, which I noticed when I was building it. I don't know why. It's such like a kind of sunset vibe, which is kind of weird. I don't know why. That was like the only daytime look that they had, so that's just what I went for. But yeah, so as you can see, I built this little like balcony area, and your Sims can sit out here and eat, which I thought was really nice. And then obviously they can eat on the inside as well. I also do end up rotating the lot, so it's not like awkwardly at the side like this. This is just because I was trying to figure out how I wanted to build it. So I do end up moving it, and we end up with a lot of nice little seating outside as well, which I love. I'm also just such a big fan of this build. Like, I don't normally do community lots, not for any particular reason. I think just because they kind of scare me. They kind of intimidate me, I have to say. Like I always feel like if I do a community lot, it's not gonna look that good, or I don't know. I just like get this like pressure that I'm gonna do it bad, but I actually really like how this turned out. And yeah, I think I did use a few little debug things for decoration, like those little bicycles and things. I just thought it was super cute. I love using stuff like that just because I think it adds so much detail to a build. So yeah, I did stuff like that. I did a little camera because I thought if you put your bike here, you probably wouldn't want it to get stolen, and if it did, you'd probably want to see who stole it. So I really thought that for but yeah, so this is me actually rotating the whole lot and just moving it over. So as you can see, we now have like a lot of space left, and it's very spacious, and we've got a lot to do. So if you do want to download this build, then please feel free. My gallery ID is just iHanza, so it's super easy and simple to remember. And if you enjoy this kind of content, or this video in particular, and you just, you want to see more of it, then please make sure to like and subscribe, because I make content as much as I can. I upload shorts as much as I can, and I'm always so eager to hear your guys' opinions on what I should do next. Like, what kind of things you always see me do? Like, do you prefer me to do kind of apartment builds, or like full builds, like house builds, or do you want me to do more community lots, like just let me know, because honestly I am fine with doing whatever. I believe this build took me about 3 hours, so community lots do take me a bit longer than like houses and things, but I think that's just for the fact that there is so much detail for this, and of course you have to reach the requirements. So something that's really weird about this, right? One of the requirements of the Thriftea boba shop thing is that there needs to be a sofa in it, right? And the sofa is so specific, like it needs to be a sofa. It can't be a love seat, can't be an armchair. It needs to be a sofa. And I don't like a lot of the sofas. I always use love seats, especially since like love seats are the thing that came with high school years, so it's really weird that it's a sofa that they want in there and not, I don't know, I just feel like that's super weird. Like the love seats that came with high school years are so nice, but yeah, I don't know, I thought that was really odd. But I do end up adding one. I actually put it in the thrift section because I really was not understanding where I was supposed to fit like a sofa on the downstairs. I guess I could have. There was a few situations where I tried to put a sofa down, but it just looked so out of place. It was like, why are you putting a sofa there? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why would there be one there? Like, no. So I did end up just putting it upstairs instead. And yeah, it's starting to really take its shape now, which I liked. And I do spend a lot of time on the outside, I have to say. Like, I was watching this back and I was like, damn, like just do the inside. But no, I actually really appreciate that I did do the outside, because I think that's kind of what pulls people into your build. You know, when people see your builds, they're like, oh, like the outside of it looks nice, so the inside must look nice. I don't know. I don't actually know what thumbnail I've chosen for this video, but I'm gonna assume it has something to do with the outside. But yeah, so I just added lots of little plants. I decided to really minimize that tree because I didn't want it to cover the build like at all. I just wanted it to be there for a little bit of greenery, a little bit of like color. Oh, also another thing I forgot to mention. So you can see that I went for this kind of blue vibe outside. I feel like maybe it's not that prominent, maybe you didn't notice, but the sign is blue, the little monkey is blue, the little sign like coming off the side is blue, and also I used the high school years door on the front, and that is blue and white. So the reason for this is there was a lot of really nice neutral shades like browns and stuff, and they still looked really nice. It made it look like a really nice kind of old-fashioned coffee shop. But because this is in the world of Copperdale, it's of course for teenagers, you know, so your teenagers would go here after school and they would just hang out and have fun. So I wanted this place to be very fun, you know, I wanted it to be very like teen orientated, and I feel like teenagers really do like those kind of brighter colors, so I felt like that was a better vibe to go for than like just a simple brown. And then I also just put that like pop of color on the side with that kind of orange bicycle what's it called, like picture, like graffiti kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know, I just feel like making things like this brighter are a really nice idea, so that's what I went for. And then as you can see, we're adding lots of nice little plants. I just done the same thing I done on the other side at the front, and I added like 4 little trees. I didn't want to add too many because I didn't want the build to look really cluttered up and stuff, but I feel like 4 was a good amount. You can still see the build. It adds really nice shading like just above those kind of tables, which makes a lot of sense in real life, because if this were somewhere like France, I don't know if you know, but France is very warm. Like when I went, so I went first of all in May, and when I went in May, it was actually for my birthday, and it was so warm. I ended up getting sunburn, and I had no idea that was even possible. Like for some reason, it didn't clock to me that like France is a hot country. Like France is very close to Spain, and yeah, it's a very warm country. So when I went over there, I got burned, and you know, it served me right. Like me thinking that, oh, I can just get away with wearing these little tops and like not covering up my shoulders. No, I did not make that mistake again. So I actually went back, and this time we didn't go to Paris. We went to Nantes. I believe that's how you say it. And we went there, and oh, it wasn't too long ago. It must have been like October, I believe. So we went in October. and it was so nice. It was October. It was just before Halloween. And I thought, oh, okay, so we're gonna have kind of like autumn weather. No, we did not have autumn weather. It was so warm, like I was sweating, and we done so much walking around, and like I got to just walk around and wear tops, and I did not need to wear a jacket. It was so warm, but yeah, it was so good. So I went with my family both times. My boyfriend came with us to Paris, but it was just me, my mum, my dad for the second time. And I loved it. It was so nice. But yeah, France is very warm. So I would definitely appreciate any shading from any tree while I'm trying to like sit down and eat or sit down and have a drink. Because yeah, it's a very warm country, just in case you guys didn't know. But as you can see, we have moved on to the inside of the build. So for the inside, it's sort of simple, you know, it's just a kind of box shape. I do end up expanding this build a little bit, so I end up moving the building out, and that is because there was like absolutely no room for me to put stuff behind the counter, like for the boba tea section, and I kind of didn't like that. I wanted there to be a little bit of room, so I decided to move out the build a little bit. So I do end up doing that in a little while. It's not like this massive change. I literally just create a little bump out so that we can fit the kitchen in, and yeah, I think it looks really nice. But this is me creating the waiting area, which again, it really annoyed me because I couldn't, like, these didn't count as sofas, which was really sad, but I just didn't want to put a sofa there. So yeah, now I actually used this wallpaper, which is from the Machino pack. I know that people talk about this pack. I know that a lot of people don't like it and stuff, and I get that. I feel like a lot of the stuff in it is very like, wow, why would you use this? But that mirror is also from it. And these were really good for this build because that wallpaper is just so bright. I feel like it really matches that teenage vibe. And then I just liked that mirror. I don't know. It looks kind of like something that would be in a very sort of, what's it called? Like down with the kids kind of. I don't know. It just feels like that. But as you can see, I did create that little bump out, and I also changed the floor. I didn't mention this, but I do end up changing the floor on the whole build, on the outside, because I didn't like that the floor was the exact same as the floor on that little patio bit outside. So I did decide to kind of make it different. So I feel like it looks better this way. I don't know. I was looking at like black floors and I really like those, but I just thought this was better because it means that it's a bit brighter. I felt like the black wasn't the vibe. So now we're moving on to the bathrooms, and the bathrooms were kind of awkward for me to do. I couldn't work out how to do it, but I came up with this little way. So there's like 2 separate cubicles, and then on the outside there is some bathrooms, like some sinks. So that's another thing actually. When I was in France, all of the toilets are like unisex, so it's kind of like it's a fully enclosed cubicle, like, you know, some cubicles have the kind of gaps underneath and stuff. So in France they're actually fully enclosed, which is really nice, and just anyone can go in them, which is quite good because it means, you know, like you don't need to wait in a specific queue, which is pretty nice. So they're like fully enclosed and you just go in, and then you can wash your hands with whoever's there. Obviously not like with them, but like, you know, if someone's washing their hands, then you can wash your hands and it's not like separate. So yeah, that's kind of what I went for. There is like, there is 2 little signs on the front, and when I looked at these doors, right, I thought they were really cute because I was like, that's cute, the colors are really nice, and I just put the signs because I thought they were kind of fun. Obviously any sim can go in, so it doesn't really matter, but it just made me laugh because I realized that these these doors are completely see-through. Like, I would not feel comfortable going in there and, like, you know, doing my business because they're completely see-through, completely. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I don't think it actually affects your sims. I don't think they get embarrassed or anything, so it's all good. But yeah, you might see your sim in the toilet, so maybe just don't watch that. Just leave them to do their thing. But yes, that's a little bathroom, and I think it turned out really well, because then we ended up with this little nook next to the window, which was super nice. And yeah, we put these. This is kind of for like people that want to go alone. So like you wouldn't really sit here with your friends. Like it's more for people that want to go alone and just get a drink on their own, because I feel like cafes always have that, like Starbucks and things. They have the kind of areas where you can just sit alone and drink and look out the window. I mean, you can sit with your friends, but yeah, often you would just like have an actual designated table. So here I am taking away all of the chairs, and I'm actually adding these ones from the high school years pack just because I think they look so much cuter, and I wanted them all to be the same because then it just matches the vibes more. Oh, also you'll realize that behind the counter at the boba tea section is kind of bland. I do end up filling it in. I just didn't do it at this point because I couldn't find the stuff I needed, but I do end up going back and adding all the stuff to it that I need, so don't worry about that. I don't leave it super bland like that. But yeah, so this is what I went for. I really like the candle on the middle table. I added some super cute lighting, which I just loved. I thought it was so nice. And then yeah, I believe I do it behind the counter soon. But for this little table, I feel like this is maybe where you would go on a little date or something. So I actually used these pictures. These are from the what's it called, the pastel pop kit, and I just put them all together, and I think they look so cute like that, so I love it. And then this is me adding some extra decoration to the bathroom. I really like the bathroom. I think it's super sweet. I just like the whole vibes of it. I think it's so nice. So yeah, I really like it. And then I also added like little bins next to the toilets, because they're not actually functional, but in real life you normally have a bin, just in case you have anything to put in there, anything disposable. So I did put little bins just because I felt like it looked realistic. I know it's not like functional, you can't actually use them, and I had to like size them down and all that, but I do think they're really cute. So yeah, I went for that, and then I just put these little pictures in, which I thought were really cute. And then that's essentially it until we move on to the behind the counter. Oh, also, it is a requirement that you need to have a microphone in these places, so I just kind of added it up the top. I mean, you can move it if you want, but I don't know. I didn't really know where else to put a mic like that. I guess you could have it on the little outdoor bit if you wanted to. But I don't know, I just put it there. I thought it was nice. So this is me doing behind the counter, and I absolutely love this this like, what's it called, like a decor piece, kind of this like cabinet thing. It is so nice. The colors match exact to the counter, and it just looks so good. It's got like the tea and the coffee disposer, and then it's got all of the kind of fruit and veg on this side. It's got like, I guess it's meant to be like kind of flour and milk and butter and stuff like that. I really like it. And then I just added 2 little counters. So when you download this build, if you decide to, they should automatically have someone working there. So that's how it should work, and they should just kind of stand behind there and take your order. But yeah, so this is what I went for, and I added those 2 little menus and kind of tried to make it look like they're kind of standing up on that shelf. And then I added a little bit of clutter, and I did not add anything that like is actually accessible, because I was scared of your Sims just kind of going behind there and using like the stove or using the sink and things like that. I know that that's super annoying, so I decided instead to just put like a little cookie jar and then some little tea cups. But yeah, so now we're moving on to the upstairs, and this is of course the lovely thrift shop. So you can see I've put a sofa down. This is actually just a placeholder because I knew that there needed to be a sofa up here somewhere. So yeah, I just went for that. And then we have got these windows, which I really like these windows, but right now when you're looking at this, they are out of place. I do fix them, don't worry, I do fix it. I know that they're like awkwardly out of place. It's because I resized the build, and I sort of didn't think about the windows. So yeah, I do fix them, don't worry. I don't know if I do it like while I'm doing this room, but I do fix it eventually, and I fix the curtains and stuff. But yeah, so I actually used these 2 things from the Machino pack, which is weird. Again, didn't think it would come in handy, but it did, because that little rack there just looks like, you know, kind of like charity shop vibes. Like, I feel like this so like, okay, like, it's just as in, right, that, you know, it's got bags, it's got shoes, it's got boxes, stuff that you can buy, okay? I'm not saying that people are gonna throw out all of their, like, Moschino clothes. I'm just saying, like, it just looks very, like, thrifty and nice and, like, trendy. And, like, people do sell designer things, you know? Like, that's how a lot of the time I sort of get my stuff. I mean, I don't get it by thrifting per se, but there's a lot of shops that kind of sell cheaper versions, like the same brand but a lot cheaper. That's a lot of the time how I get my stuff. Just because it's like, I don't know. I don't like spending loads of money. So I like places like these. I really like charity shops and stuff. Like, you end up finding such amazing clothing pieces. But yeah, so that's what I went for. And then I also added a plant downstairs just because I thought it was cute. And that is actually, I think, the end of the build. I just add these little lights, and then that's really it. So thank you all so much for watching. I am going to do a little slideshow of all of the photos and stuff, so make sure to watch that if you want to see what it looks like. And yeah, if you want to download this, once again, gallery ID is iHanza, so be sure to do that. And if you did like this video, please like and subscribe. I would appreciate it so much. It helps me out a bunch, and it lets me know if you guys like this content. I also really appreciate comments and stuff, and just your opinion, and if you like it and things like that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!